मैं इंतहाई मशगूल हूँ राब्ता काउंसिल की और उनके सदर जनाब नुसरत मिर्ज़ा साहब कि उन्होंने कुछ मौक़े वो फराहम करते हैं उन अहम उमूर पर मुबाहिसे के लिए, जिससे कि लोगों की राय बनती भी है और हम तक पहुँचती भी है। मैं सदर मजलिस जनाब नजमुद्दीन शेख साहब से दरख्वास्त करूँगी, हालांकि मेरे लिए ये शर्मिंदगी का बाइस है, लेकिन ये कि चूँकि मुझे आदत अंग्रेज़ी में इज़हार बयान करने की, तो उनकी इजाज़त चाहूँगी कि वो अंग्रेज़ी में आज की बात कर सकूँ। Am I permitted, sir? Okay. I'm extremely thankful, sir. This is my second opportunity from this platform, and all initial points have been discussed. Which means the main purpose of the formation of the NSG, then then the organizations or regimes which were made before this was established, and then what are our concerns as Pakistani citizens and our government's stature and stance on the important issue now. This is not a new issue, it's continuing. But I would just like to focus on the proposals or the recommendations presently faced by our country and the present situation, which is an issue of real concern for us. The issue of proliferation is not new. Major powers are concerned that there should be non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. That means there should be disarmament. They should not be spread to countries which do not possess the know-how, and at the same time, peaceful uses of nuclear energy must be established, and cooperation in that respect must continue. For this, an important treaty, which is called the NPT, Non-Proliferation Treaty, was signed. The purpose of this treaty was basically disarmament, non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, and at the same time coercion and cooperation on peaceful uses of nuclear technology. It was opened and signed in 1968. Again, it was endorsed and implemented in 1970, and it was implemented in 1995 for an indefinite period because of the importance of the subject. With this NPT, there were many other efforts for stopping or regarding proliferation of nuclear weapons. There were the Nuclear Supplies Group, which has a purpose, and again there was the treaty, the latest treaty on prohibition of nuclear weapons, which is in July 2017. Then there were others which Dr. Shaista Tabassum has just explained, the Western Agreement and the Australian Group. All of these serve the same purpose. That means the world is now extremely concerned about the non-peaceful use of nuclear technology, and at the same time the use of it in war as a war material, which can be destructive not only to the countries concerned but to the entire regions and humanity at large. I would like to express that we must remember, in seeking membership for the NSG or in analyzing the membership of Pakistan in this group, we must remember that we are adopting nuclear technology as a deterrence. As long as the deterrence continues and we are facing an enemy on the borders which is obstinate, which insists on aggression, which is most of the time approaches or has undiplomatic approaches, we have to insist on that. So, it is very restricted, and in only sometimes that government of Pakistan has been able to express aggressively that Pakistan, what it needs, and what India is also expected to do as an important power, not only in the region but in the world. Mr. Aizaz Chaudhry, the Foreign Secretary of Pakistan, said, why should we sign the NPT if India does not, and will only do so after being recognized as a nuclear state. That means this was done from the beginning, but he changed its position in 2010, saying that it is discriminatory and we are not going to do it unless it is done by India. So it is nothing wrong. We believe that our country, and since every country has a right to defend and the right to build up its security measures, Pakistan stands at par with India, whether it is geographically or politically, or we can say nationally, or in any other respect, a much more important power or a powerful state as compared to Pakistan. We have, since it is a deterrence, and we have to take consideration comparing it to India, we have to see what India has done up to now and what we should do and we have not. I believe that domestic situations, domestic security concerns are always there when we are taking any political, diplomatic or any decision, even in international relations or foreign affairs. And Pakistan is not excluded from that. India is actively trying to join the export control regimes, which is the Vicennar Arrangement and the Australia Group, which can strengthen its non-proliferation credentials, which are uncertain at this point because of China. Plenary meetings of the NSG in Bern have failed to take a decision on India's application for NSG, but it has decided to discuss in November the entry of non-NPT states. It is agreed that in 2008, in granting a waiver from its rules, passing here includes that in Bern, full, complete, effective implementation should be there, and India does not fulfill straightforwardly those conditions. China had insisted not to agree to this, and China has not changed its stance even in any respect in Bern or in Seoul. Former NSC members leave Pakistan out, and it is absolutely it is discriminatory in all respects if Pakistan is not considered at par with India. The peace of the region depends on this, and our future depends on this. Now there is a formula for new NSG members, which is presented by Mr. Grossi as in the form of a draft proposal, very brief, but it is paving the way for India, and one of his suggestions is that no one of non-NPT states should block consensus on membership of another. This does not only go in favor of India, but it is also against Pakistan's interest. Pakistan is not doing it because it does not want India to be a member. It is only doing it, but it is not requesting the members to accept this as well, because it is being left out. It is a discriminatory approach, and it will be forced to take another measure or a method which is not appropriate, which may not be appropriate militarily, and it is not going for diplomatic considerations. The suggestion is that Pakistan should insist on members to acknowledge that both countries have political reasons to block each other's membership. India claims to have separated its current and future civil nuclear facilities from non-civilian nuclear facilities, and Pakistan is doing the same, but India is recognized and Pakistan's efforts are not being recognized. India is running a nuclear facility with a fissile production capacity which is 7.7 times greater than Pakistan. It has not fulfilled its commitments before getting the waiver in 2008, and it has not made progress towards the CTBT. Hence, in Seoul, even if some agree, there are examples that those states who initially agreed on India's candidature do not do so now. Not all, but some of them. And the third is, it is extremely unjust if India is given a membership, and it will have serious repercussions for the region and its strategic stability, which is not only for Pakistan but also for South Asia. If this is undermined, states must remember that India always has an aggressive posture. There would be definitely a dangerous escalation of tensions, and India has already demonstrated that by referring to surgical strikes and by violating the maritime boundary of Pakistan. So we expect that in this perspective, the membership of Pakistan will also be considered, as it is an important issue of concern for not only the major powers, but the states of the region as well. Thank you.